Hello, processors. Welcome back to another episode of Processing with Mihika. Hi, you guys. How we been? It's been 2 whole days and I'm going insane. I'm actually losing my mind because this had become like a little therapeutic session for me. And I can't now, I didn't have a debrief for 2 whole days and I don't know what to do. I didn't know what to do with myself, so I was losing my mind. But honestly, I just think like it was nice to have a little bit of a chill because I was like going straight at it for 4 days. I think I had a good time relaxing for 2 days, collecting my thoughts a little bit, and just thinking of a couple of topics that I genuinely want to discuss and like eventually should be a part of the podcast channel, whatever, part of processing with Mihika. So here we are, and I am so happy to be back. How was your guys' weekend? What did you guys do? What club did you go to? What food did you eat? What drink did you get? What moves did you throw down on the floor? Tell me everything. We listen and we don't judge. I feel like that's the best thing that's ever happened. We listen and we don't judge. Believe me, I've wanted that to happen for a very long time because, girl, we've had instances where it's like, oh my gosh, I hope they listen and they don't judge. So I'm grateful for whoever came up with that whole game. I think I even played it with my friends once. And it wasn't too bad. The ones that you've seen on TikTok, oh my God. If you've never seen it, I would recommend you guys check out that trend because it goes insane. It's actually shocking. My flabbers were gasted while listening to that. But yeah, like since I've turned 23 and like I think after 2022, I've just not been in like that clubbing phase anymore. And like I miss it so much. I miss it, but I want to take part in it? No, not really. I genuinely am okay with just being at home and hanging out with my friends and just eating food, cooking food and watching movies. Sorry. Watching movies and just chilling with them inside, all indoor. I don't want to go out anymore. I feel like I'm old. I know I'm not old cuz still 23, not like I don't know. I don't want to say like a specific age cuz like God knows what happens, right? Maybe my feelings about clubbing might change when I'm 30, so I don't want to like be like, "Oh, I'm not like 30 and like but I am 23 right now and I don't feel like clubbing. I don't know, something about just staying inside is more appealing to me than going out clubbing. And I know that sounds kind of boring. Maybe not. I feel like people in our generation do staying indoor. Or like if you want to go out, it's mostly for activities and like other like you know what I mean, like not clubbing specifically. So I think that might be changing a little bit. But I could be wrong. Maybe I do sound boring as hell, and maybe you guys are like, "What the fuck, girl? You don't go clubbing?" Yes, I don't. I'm sorry. I don't go clubbing anymore. I want to, but it's also like I'll only go clubbing with the people that I trust. I can't go clubbing with just anybody because you need your besties, people that will actually listen and not judge you is the kind of people you need around you. And thank God I found my buddies when I did because that was like the peak of it, like that's when I actually wanted to go out. I genuinely wanted to go clubbing, wanted to drink and have fun, and that's exactly what I did. There were instances where I went a little too, but we don't talk about that. We don't mention that just yet. Maybe when I have some of my friends over as guests, maybe we can discuss that. Maybe we can debrief that. But yeah, like it's so much nicer when you go out clubbing with people that you actually trust and can rely on, and you know that if anything happens that they will be there no matter what, and vice versa. I cannot imagine leaving my friends behind, being like, "Oh yeah, girlie's drunk, bye." Like I've seen that happen. I've seen that happen. I was it just makes me feel so it's so nerve-wracking because if my friends ever just like dipped without letting me, they would let, even if they let me know and they dipped, I would just be so on edge because all of my drunk would just boom out the window. I would be sobered up. I'd be like, "Oh, fine, if you're going, I'm going." That's how I am. Like, if my friends are like, "I want to head home now," I'm with you. I am leaving with you. I'm not staying back. I'm not leaving alone. If you want to stay and you're okay with it and you genuinely are like, yes, I'm having my time, or like, I want to grab ramen later on with this friend, or like anything, if it's like whatever the situation is. But most of the time, it's my friends going home together. We also ended up doing a whole routine where it was like we'll meet up around 10, go to the club around 11:30, 12, have a whole night, get some ramen, go back to one of our friends' house or eat to our respective homes. But it was much more fun when we went to one friend's house, just stayed for like, just slept there and then had breakfast and then went to our respective homes. Yeah, that's what I miss the most about our clubbing days. But yeah, I mean, like, honestly, whoever's going clubbing and having the time of their life there, I miss it. Might take part in it, but not too willingly, because it doesn't have that appeal anymore. I think I'm over it. But it doesn't bother me that much either. Like, I'm not sad about it. It's just, maybe it's a phase. There was a phase where I loved it. Now it's a phase that I don't like it. And maybe it's gonna come in waves. So let's see. I'm not gonna say anything definitely, or like, I'm not too decisive about it. So today I actually wanted to talk about, it's hard. Like, um I thought I'd talk about my journey with weight. I'm not gonna say weight loss, but weight. And just like, kind of like, I guess, um accepting myself. Because I think that's a big part. And I really wanted to do this later on, but I feel like it's okay. Maybe it's like a good way to introduce myself a little bit and just like bring in, because until now it's kind of been like light topics and everything, but this one's not too heavy either. But yeah, it's a part of a person's life, and like, the more you share, maybe I can, I don't know. I'm not advising anything, but I just feel like it's nice to share because I learned a lot from other people's experiences and what I heard, and I felt like I could relate to them. So I guess I'm just trying to do that in a way. So yeah, today's topic is going to be about journey with weight and self-acceptance in a way. But it's an ongoing process. Disclaimer. So, anyways, so I have my layout right here. I'm going to start with introducing it first. So, as you guys know, or might not know, so I have started going to the gym. And this happened a lot of times in my life. I have been through a gym phase a lot of times in my life. Since the age of 12, I've had a back and forth from the gym and back. And I've had a very love hate relationship with it. But it all started since I was young. I was obsessed with eating junk food. I didn't want anything else. I just wanted junk food. I used to eat whatever mom cooked, but what I craved the most was junk food. And honestly, it wasn't an issue. But then I was much bigger, chubbier than other kids. And obviously, having that much junk food is not good for your body as well. So it also made me inactive compared to other kids. Then I went back to India for a little bit. And around the age of 9, when I was in third grade, I lost a lot of weight because of like a stomach flu or something. And I think that was the skinniest I have ever been in my entire life. And I genuinely looked a little alienish because all of the fat in my face was just gone. So my eyes were 10 times bigger than they are right now. I'm exaggerating, obviously. But yeah, it was a little bit like I looked like an alien child because it was too much of a drastic change. But it feels weird to say this, but people around me were reacting to it very positively. So I started associating that to being the best that I could be. But when I moved back to Japan, I got into old eating habits. And of course, as a worried mother and worried family, my parents were just like, you should take care of yourself. Don't eat so much junk food. Eat healthy food as well. Because I think both my parents knew that to like force me to eat healthy food is not going to be good for me. So both of them were quite lenient about it, but also at the same time, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a rebellious nature or whatnot. But I started to secretly eat noodles at night. When everybody used to fall asleep, I got in the habit to eat noodles and like packets on packets. Like I would eat five in a day. Um yeah. That's one of like my it's like the most it just like I never want to say that because like it gives off such a weird impression, right? Five packets in a day. And this is after eating my food, after what I got on my plate. And I used to just, stuff myself with that stuff. And I don't know, like something about it just made me feel like I was fixing something, as if something was empty and I'm just filling it up. And it might have been exactly that because obviously, I think whatever was going on at that time in my life was affecting my eating habits and the way that I was with myself. Because I was doing all of this. I didn't share it with anybody. I didn't tell anybody. I was just keeping it to myself. And every day I was gaining weight and like crazy amount because five packets of noodles. What even is that? And I was glad when I got caught because I used to hide those packets in like I don't even know where it was, in a bag, and I used to just keep it there. And like one day my mom was just like cleaning up and she found those packets and she was like, "Who ate this?" I was shit scared. I almost shat my pants because I don't know, it wasn't even like she like I just knew that this is gonna get me in trouble. And like, even though she's not really gonna do anything, but it just like, and then my dad also was like sitting right there and he was like, that is insane. Why is there so many packets of noodles in that bag? That is crazy. And they both knew that it had to be me because obviously my brother was like my brother was only 5 and he was this skinny. He was literally a stick. So nobody else could have done that but me. So I got caught pretty easily. But yeah, it was bad cuz they were pissed. And like I know where they were coming from because oh my gosh, if anybody like if my child did that, I would be like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing to yourself? Like this is not even like why did you eat this? It's more like why are you doing this to yourself? What's going on? Why would you do this? It's not like you're not eating food. Why would you do this?" And I completely understood that and I didn't even like I just kept on saying sorry because I knew I was sorry. But they were just like, we don't even need your apology. This is just something that we're concerned about and we need to fix this. Like, what is this? And finally, they put my head straight. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to have to stop doing this. It almost became like an addiction at that point. I'm not, addiction is a very strong word. Yes, I know. But in that moment, I had to really like convince myself to not do this ever again. It was really hard to do that. I don't know why. I don't know, but it did become very hard. Finally, I had stopped doing that, but then I still was craving junk food. So every time I went to school, while coming back from school, I would get a packet of chips or something to eat on the way. And obviously, it was, again, resulting into a very weird body structure of mine. I started to gain weight in a very weird way where I used to look like a door, like a really heavy door. I had no curves, nothing, because obviously I'm 15. So obviously I'm not like curvy. But I was always a big girl. That's the thing. I was always a big girl, very tall. Not very, but 175. So like 5'8", 5'9" is what I know. I could be wrong. But 175 centimeters. Pretty tall for somebody who lives in Japan. And it's worse when nobody is that tall around you. If you go to an international school, 100% you'll come across people who are either as tall as you, maybe near the height that you are, or even taller. But when you grow up in a setting where everyone is 150 and above, but not anywhere close to 175, that really becomes more of a complex. And I think that was the time where I was still doing all of these things, but I was still like, why can't I look like her? Why can't I do like just like constant comparing? And it was honestly really tiring. And I think I just was to complain. I just wanted to, complain about the fact that I'm not losing the weight, but I wasn't doing anything about it. And then finally, me and my mom, we started going to the gym because she was like, you know what? I'm going to join you on this journey. I don't want you to struggle just by yourself. And it was really nice. It was so good because just doing it, going to the gym with your mom, her being there, you kind of competing with each other who burn more calories. And it's like, I know it can be looked at, I don't know if it's unhealthy or not because everybody has different experiences. But for me, working out with my mom was genuinely the best way of spending time with her because we used to talk a lot while we were at the gym, and we used to just like, it was so nice to like track our progress together and just, be like, yeah, we have to lose this much weight together. And my mom's also a big girly. So she genuinely wanted to do that. But her weight gain just happened because I was born and I was a big baby. So girly really pushed through. And yeah, so that was the reason why my mom became a big girl. But she's a curvy one. I'm the big girl of the house. But yeah, so it was really nice and I loved spending that time with my mom. But eventually, I think I started developing sort of like just laziness. And I was just like, I don't want to go to the gym anymore. I don't feel like going to the gym anymore. I was also making progress. And like, I was really telling myself, like, finally, I can be like everybody else. And I'm actually going to be skinny and I'm actually going, and I was making progress, but then it wasn't enough. So I just gave up and I quit gym. And then I started eating the same way again. And I started gaining the weight back again. And this whole eating habits, gaining the weight thing went on till 12th grade. And by that time, I was at the worst stage of my life and at the highest weight of my life. I was 95 kilos at that time. And that is a lot for a 18-year-old girl. That's a lot. That is an insane amount. I know that it doesn't sound, or like, it was just like, for me it was just, I'd never imagined that I would ever see that number on the weighing scale. That came off as a very, very, very huge surprise. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to do something about it. Cause like even if I looked at my body in the mirror, I was wearing skinny jeans and baggy tops. So I was never able to tell that I looked that way or that my weight was showing. But eventually when I saw it and like I was like, "Oh, you know what? I was at 70 at some point in the past few years and today I'm 95. Clearly it's not good." And that's when I decided, okay, I'm actually going to put effort into losing weight and I'm actually going to do something about it. So when COVID hit, I think it was the perfect time. We weren't going out, we weren't meeting anybody, we didn't have any obligations to have dinners and like eat anything out of what our normal diet is. So me and my mom both went on a really, 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 really strict diet where we just stopped eating all carbs, only protein, few fruits, really limiting everything. So no sugar, no carbs. And obviously it worked like a charm. It was really nice. We did it for I think a month and a half, if I'm not wrong. And I did end up losing 10 kilos. But obviously, a strict, rigid diet like that isn't, you can't continue that. It's just not possible because eventually you're gonna have to give up on that strictness and you're gonna have to have normal food that you actually fills you up because during COVID, since there was no movement, we didn't feel the need to eat that much. But the moment everything was open and people were going out again, I started university, I was craving a lot more to eat. And that was just not doing it for me anymore. So we were back into old habits. And that's when I decided, okay, I'm going to go join the gym again. I think this is the best time to get over my fear and my hatred for the gym and work out and eat whatever I want. So I started doing that. I started going to the gym, I'm eating whatever I want, and it's okay. We're not gaining, but we're not losing weight either. And then suddenly, again, I've been through a phase where I hate the gym. I don't want to do it. I don't feel like it. And then in 2023, I decided to quit the gym again. By the end of 2023, I'd quit. And all of 2024, I spent literally doing whatever I wanted to. And nobody even said anything. Nobody was like, yeah, Mika, you should go to the gym or like anything like that. Like, my mom used to say it a few times. Like, she was like, Mika, you need to be careful though. Like, see what you're eating. Even if you don't work out, do things that at least include a walk on a daily basis. Eat healthier. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. Like I'm in university, so like stress and like everything. I need to go out with friends also, so I have to eat. Making all the excuses in the world. And the thing is, since the beginning of it, I just really wanted to be skinny. I've always wanted to be skinny. Cause that was like since the age of 9, I was like, yeah, that's nice. Everybody is reacting to my body right now positively. That means I'm supposed to be like this. I wasn't doing anything for it. And so when last year ended, I was like, again, let's try this one more time. And now that I'm older, I'm more mature, I understand a little bit more. I know what's going on with my body. I know how I want it to look. And I know exactly how it's affecting me. I know some people come to this realization earlier, some people take more time. For me, I think this was the time. I'm not saying that I'm fully like okay with everything now. Like, oh my gosh, yeah, my body is the way that it is and everything. No, I'm really, really not. And genuinely not okay with it because I am actually trying to change it. And that's why I started going to the gym again. I just think that I'm in a space where I know how to control myself. Because what I was struggling with earlier was trying to control my binge eating. And I called it that. I'm not sure if it was I don't want to self-diagnose, and I don't want to be like, yeah, if you're going through this, then you have this. No. But I call it binge eating because that's exactly what I was doing. I was literally binge eating whatever I could, but specifically junk food. So, of course, when you're binge eating anything, anything in moderation is good. The moment you exceed the limit, that's when it becomes a problem. But I was doing it more with junk food, and junk food's generally not good for you. That's why it's called junk food. So I was just like, it was just two really bad things at the same time. So now that I'm in a space where I understand my body a lot more, and especially being a PCOS girly as well, I just know where I'm supposed to be and how I can finally start to develop a better relationship with food, gym, my weight, and myself. So I'm in the process of doing that. I'm in the process of becoming more self accepting of just anything. And of course, I'm not gonna look like everybody around me because I'm built different. I'm from a very different place from where I live. Like it's just something that you learn over time, obviously. But this is something that I really, really want to get over because, and I think that me saying this today and making a video about it, posting it publicly, will definitely push me a little bit harder to actually achieve my goal and like to just be a little bit more self accepting. Because that's the problem. Since the age of 9, I was like, people saying this is healthy, so this is what I should be. And since I was just gaining weight like a crazy person, I just kept on going at it and then just like, no, I can't. I'm not looking that way. I'm not looking that way and crying about it. I need to know first of all that I would never look like the way that I did when I was 9 years old. I was in a very different age of my life and now I'm 23, but what I can do is change my mindset and be healthier for myself and pursue what I need to. Because I always wanted to do modeling, but that just wasn't going to happen if I didn't lose drastic amount of weight. But now that curve modeling, plus size modeling is a thing, I don't think that that goal is too far. But yes, I'm not planning on staying the way that I am. So you never know. Let's see. But we're not going to force ourselves. We're just going to keep it consistent. We're going to see how much we can put in and still eat what we want to. Because I think the moment I would like stop myself from eating something, that's when I would be like, no. So I'm guessing the best way to go about it is to just eat what you want, but in moderation, and to make sure that you're eating healthy as well. Not just eat whatever you want all the time because you can't give into it like that either. And be consistent in the gym. And definitely, one thing that I think everybody should do is not talk negatively about themselves and their bodies because it took me a very long time and I still do it sometimes unconsciously, but I'd still like, oh my gosh, I'm gaining weight from here. I have chubs here. I have chubs on the side. I have chubs in the back. My double chin's visible. My fingers fat. Um, so I know that we tend to do that. Like the other day only, like one of my rings that I wear in my middle finger wasn't going in, and so I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I gained weight in my finger again. It's okay. These are things that happen. Weight fluctuates. Like your body is gonna change every time. The smallest inconvenience your body has and it changes. So you can't be too obsessed or too keen on staying the way that you are. Because something or the other is gonna change. Maybe it's for the better, maybe it's for worse. But it will change and it keeps on fluctuating. It's just that if you're consistent, you can maintain the change that you like for a longer time. But yeah, once you give it a break, it changes again. So there is no point in obsessing over keeping it perfect. I think I'm more talking to myself in this episode because these are things that I wish I was able to say a while ago. And I think I'm glad that I'm saying it now. And I really want to be more healthy, more sustainable in my lifestyle and just be happier with my body because I'm still in my gym fit and I look good today. So I'm really happy. And that's why I was like, maybe I should talk about the gym. Maybe I should just share my experience until now. And hopefully going forward, I'm going to um, keep on doing better. And maybe you might see changes in my face or something like that. But even if you don't, it's okay. It's a process. And that is why we're processing it. I don't know if that made any sense. But yeah, that was my topic for today. And if you guys are by any chance relating to it or have a similar experience, I'd love to hear about it. I know a lot of people go through this, whether it can be your own doing or it can be something genetic, it can be because of an illness. We all have our own reasons. In my personal case, it's my own personal doing. So this is just something that I'm going to have to change by myself and be mindful about doing it by myself because I put myself through this. But I know that other people have their own things and their own journeys. So I just want to wish you best of luck if you are in that same phase of life and that we're all in this together no matter what. And hopefully we all do it for the better and we're able to become the best versions of ourselves. And I love you guys, I guess. And have a good day. I am going to see you guys maybe tomorrow. So, yeah, bye.